Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Shauna. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. First of all, I didn't upload the video yesterday. I thought that I did. This is actually not the first time I recorded something that didn't go up, but I'm not gonna lie, I was being like a human, like a typical human yesterday, right? But okay, yeah, we're talking about birth charts and zodiac signs, right? Now, because this topic is from yesterday, I'm gonna record it, but I'm gonna put another segment up later. I just wanted to touch bases and go into this. Now, we're talking about birth charts. Your birth chart is pretty much, like we discussed, the moment that you were born. It gives you an idea of where the planets were aligned the moment you come out. We discussed the degrees. There's actually a mathematical equation that you can use to find out which actual degrees you are, and it would allow you to know what types of things could possibly manifest in your life. Now, a lot of people don't really believe in this. This is not for you. But if you wanted to know more about yourself in the spiritual realm, a birth chart would be one of the best ways to go. Obviously, getting to know your ancestors, knowing where your people come from on both sides is always the go-to for finding out who you are outside of your physical body, right? But when you get to the unknown and you have questions that not even your parents or your grandparents can answer, this is usually a good starting point. Now, we were relating this particular conversation to health and as it pertains to your birth chart, and just pretty much trying to pick up, information about yourself and just gather things that make more sense to you. Now, with this health situation, with the birth chart as it pertains to health, we discussed the 4 houses, 2, 6, 8, and 12, and we're going to go into the actual housing system and how everything comes together and how to make it make sense if it doesn't make sense to you. Now, these houses are actually considered to be the bad houses in the will. The first thing I noticed when I actually looked at this is that these were 2 elements, earth and water. Taurus and Virgo is the earth, Scorpio and Pisces is the water. Now, these 2 elements bring balance and allow for the existence of life to be an ongoing thing. So we can't have life without water, and we can't have life without earth, right? So those are pretty much 2 things that I noticed right off the bat about these elements. Now, what's even more interesting is if you actually get the will and you look at the will, the first house, number 1, is Aries, right? You count all the way around to 12, with Pisces being the last house. Now, why this is important is because the will allow you to break things down and compartmentalize it, and you'll be able to organize the information. So the first houses, they the first houses, like 1 through 6, the bottom half is pretty much separate from 7 through 12 by characteristics. So the first 6 houses, 1 through 6, are your personal, right? The things that pertain to you. And then the second 6, the second half, is particularly related to how you interact with people, your career, not even your career, but your career as it pertains to other people. So we like to call those destiny helpers, right? There's a lot of different information with this. So I want to point out the obvious if it's not obvious to you, and also because this will help you understand it later if you don't understand it now, right? So now the first thing that I paid attention to is Pisces. Now, I'm a Sagittarius sun, and I have Sagittarius in a lot of my placements, but with this being my sun, it's something that I pay a lot of attention to. Pisces and Sagittarius actually share Jupiter as the planet that houses the 12th house. So I found it interesting that the 12th house was associated to be with spirits and bad spirits, right? Well, it's not really a shock because I know that Jupiter is a common planet between Sagittarius and Pisces, and Sagittarius is the sign that deals with spirituality, religion, philosophy, expansion, higher learning, things of that nature. They're all related to higher consciousness, right? So with Pisces sharing that planet with Sagittarius, I'm not shocked to find out, the things that are spiritually related to Pisces. Now, there is a thing where you can have an empty house, meaning there's no placements, there's no planets in that house to describe your personality. There's no planets in any of the houses to say what could possibly manifest in your life. There's no action or activity there. So you're not really worried about it or concerned. Now, remember, each house is connected to a sign and a planet. The planet that rules that sign also rules that house, right? So let's just say my house, ninth house. I'm a Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the ninth house, and the wheel is directly correlated to Jupiter. So I know that if I'm dealing with the ninth house, I'm dealing with Jupiter, which is the spirituality planet. It deals with good luck, expansion, learning, higher consciousness. Then I would automatically know that that's something that Sagittarius deals with on a regular, because that planet is, there doing what it does. And this is what that planet deals with. So I would know that any zodiac sign associated with that planet will more than likely be connected to those types of traits. So it wouldn't be a surprise that a person who has Sagittarius anywhere in their chart would be dealing with spirituality. So look at people like Dr. Sebi, DMX, Tina Turner, Walt Disney. I'm just, naming a few famous Sagittarius. But if you think about the names that I just said, they all have something to do with something greater than the physical body. Dr. Sebi, he dealt with food. That's higher levels of consciousness. DMX, he was one to always talk about his combat with the different spirits that he had with drug addiction and aggression and anger in childhood, and him seeking God and being very vocal about his relationship with the Most High. Walt Disney, that's higher level of consciousness, higher level of thinking. No regular person can sit down and come up with that type of concept. Tina Turner, same concept. She was able to change herself, and she was able to elevate herself through her experiences. And she too spoke about, the different spirits, the spirits and the experience that comes with dealing with addiction. So again, these are just things, and we're going to go into the different types of houses and what they mean and what they stand for, and all of that. So now, when you look at the wheel, right, you have the bottom half are the spring and summer zodiac signs. So 1 through 3 is Aries to Gemini, and then the 4th to 6th houses are Cancer to Virgo, and then the top half is the autumn and winter zodiac sign. So that's Libra to Sagittarius is the 7th to 9th, and then Capricorn to Pisces is 10th through 12th. Now, why this is important is because this is where the crossing of energies get to come. Number one, you look at the sign to the left and to the right of you, and you would see so many different things where you would say, this is probably not my element mate, but I notice that I always attract these type of people. And then again, time is also very important. Like me, one thing I noticed that Libra men love Sagittarius women, like absolutely love. I also noticed that with Sagittarius, there is this really weird thing with water and earth. Water and earth. I noticed that a lot of Sagittarius are connected to particularly earth signs, and I would like to contribute that to the idea that Sagittarius needs to be grounded or stabilized, and only water and earth can do that. Remember, air makes fire spread. So when you see a person who has and this is to also allude to the idea that certain areas of your life need to be spread, or you need to ignite it, and other areas need to be doused out. Like, I know emotionally, my aggression and my ability to be aggressive is usually heightened when I'm around fire and air signs. Like, no lie. When I'm around people who are earth signs and water signs, my fire is a little bit doused out, and it's not that it's being done deliberately. I truly believe that people who have those elements, especially highly aspected, can make a major difference in your disposition altogether. So it's important, it's important to really be around people who can highlight your birth chart and bring out things that are supposed to be manifested. What I also notice is that a person who will be removed from your energy, if you're not done with that particular energy being ciphered or cultivated, the Most High will cipher in another energy. So what do I mean? Let's say you, for some reason, have this closeness with a person who's a Taurus, right? Doesn't matter your sign. I'm just using this as an example. A Taurus, and then you've been around this person for 15 years, 20 years, and then they move to another state. You'll notice that a person who is a Taurus, they'll just come into your life. Those qualities are used to stabilize and promote the birth chart. So I'm going to get a little more detail later. I know a lot of people are like, what? But yeah, I'm going to get into this a little more detail oriented, and I'm kind of dragging it because I want what I'm saying to be understood before we go into interpreting the birth chart, analyzing the birth chart, and actually applying it to our lives to see, and in fact, how true or accurate it is. I really want this to be understood first. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to get into this basic stuff, but yeah. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed your Friday night. I hope all is well. Hope you are staying dry and peaceful, and I hope you are doing your thing. Yeah. If you didn't listen the day before, please go back and listen to the last segment from Thursday. But yeah, I will see you guys in a bit. I love y'all. Stay happy and healthy. Yeah, that's it. Peace.